LeBron James is the finals GOAT. This is not a debate, this is a fact. Go argue with your wall. His unbelievable finals run is something we won't ever see again in the modern NBA. 10 NBA finals. 10. He's gone to 10 finals with 3 teams and essentially 4 different rosters. People, this is not normal. Now the criteria is based on 4 factors: statistics, so standard statistics and the advanced ones, strength of his opponents, how good were the people he played, etc., his strength of teammates, so pretty much how good were his teammates, and his production under pressure, his clutchness, how well he did under high pressure situations, etc. I will grade each factor out of 10 LeBron dolls, and yes, just to tell y'all ahead of time, I will make some certain extensions or else these grades won't be accurate. So I'm going to start straight to number 10. We all know which one it is. Alright, let's get serious. This was bad. Honestly, this series has done more damage to LeBron's legacy than any of his other failures. This was an all-time collapse. No, this was even worse. This was a nuclear meltdown. This was the one time in LeBron's career where I could say he looked like he was on the same level as everyone else on the court. And he never looks like that. I mean, I read accounts from him and others as to what happened in that series, but I still can't wrap my head around it. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.7 steals, and half a block on terrible shooting splits. His advanced stats weren't any nicer. He averaged less points than Jason Terry. He averaged fewer points than his co-stars. Dwayne Wade was the hero of this series. He had another legendary finals performance, and had Miami won, he would have undoubtedly won his second finals MVP, which would have definitely changed up how he's ranked all time. It was clear LeBron was not trying to step on anyone's toes. This man was competing with role players in that series. Statistics wise, I'm giving him 5 out of 10 Space Jam dolls. I'm giving him a 5 because truthfully, these stats aren't putrid, but they just look really bad compared to the standards he'd set for himself. For strength of opponent, I'm giving him a 6 out of 10, and I know this Dallas team was led by a top 3 power forward all time, but after him was just a bunch of well-coached team with good role players. Yes, they had Sean Marion and Jason Kidd, but Jason Kidd was 37. I can't believe Miami talked all that mess when they assembled just to get upset by a 4th seed led by old-ass Dirk and a roster full of geriatrics. I'm giving LeBron a 3 out of 10 for strength of opponents. I should give him a 0, but I'm being nice and say their cohesion needed time to develop. Clutchness 0. I mean, we've all seen the 4th quarter graphics. Overall, 13 out of 40. It's an F grade. LeBron fans, just try to forget the series even exists. At number 9, we got the 07 Finals. This is the second, objectively speaking, bad finals series from LeBron. I say that because, obviously, LeBron had no goddamn chance of winning this series. I mean, saying that he carried his Cavs team to the finals is an underselling what he did. The man's supporting cast was beyond mediocre for a team that made the finals. If a person mentions anyone from this roster, all you think of is that guy played with LeBron back in the day. And guess who 22-year-old LeBron had to face? The model of winning. LeBron faced the Spurs at the height of their dynasty. Of course, he was going to get slaughtered. That's why his stats were so bad. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists on disgusting shooting splits. But his teammates wouldn't have much to complain about his performance since they weren't really doing anything to make his life easier. 4 out of 10 for statistics. He gets an 8 out of 10 for strength of opponent and a 9 out of 10 for strength of teammates because this is the second worst team LeBron's ever taken to the finals. For clutchness, honestly, I gotta give him a 5 out of 10. I know that sounds a little too high because he got swept. If you look at his field goal percentage and his plus minus in the 4th quarter, they make a noticeable jump compared to his baseline. Overall, 26 out of 40, grade is a D. LeBron was a 22-year-old taking a team to the NBA Finals, and he matched against one of the greatest dynasties ever assembled. At number 8, we got the 2020 NBA Finals. The bubble. Such an interesting time that seems like forever ago. It was pretty magical, I'll say that, and I don't think Disney World has anything to do with it. I mean, we saw guys sprout out of nowhere and become closed gym heroes. The Lakers cruised to the championship, let's be honest. None of the teams they faced were on their level. Definitely wasn't the Heat, but they sure put up a fight. Well, Jimmy, last name not Jordan, Butler, put up a fight. But LeBron was like Thanos. AD had something to prove. Bron literally cruised through this entire series yet still won Finals MVP. The man gets paid even when he's off the clock. You gotta respect it. His stats were incredible. 30 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 1.2 steals on 60-40. I mean, just look at these stats. 10 out of 10 for stats, that's a gimme. He got a 6 out of 10 for strength of opponent because his Miami team wasn't anything past Butler. He also gets a 6 out of 10 for strength of teammates because he had Anthony Davis. What more could he need? Clutchness is the 8, and I can already see that comment, so stop it. That pass was the right decision. He should have made the shot. Overall, 30 out of 40, grade C. At number 7, we got the 2012 Finals. This matchup sounds like a movie in retrospect. It's 3 living legends in Miami going against 3 blossoming legends in OKC. This entire Thunder team deserves a video of its own. I mean, it's unfathomable to think they had 3 MVPs playing for them at the same time. What could have been? Hypotheticals aside, what actually happened was the Heatles completely outmatched this young Thunder team. After what happened in 2012, LeBron was in a different space. Man, LeBron that season was on John Wick, man on fire timing, especially in the playoffs. That man was possessed, and this playoff run is where we'd receive his Magna Carta of single playoff performances in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And after beating their toughest opponent on that run, the inexperienced Thunder were a cakewalk. 28, 10, and 7 on 55% true shooting. The bounce back was real. He gets a 9 out of 10 for stats. Strength of opponents is 7 out of 10. Looking past the names, this was a solid Thunder team. They earned their spot in the finals. But the Heatles were on a difference here. 6 out of 10 for strength of teammates. This was the last year we get a star performance out of LeBron's bandmates. So overall, 30 out of 40, he gets a grade C. That means there is a tie, but I'll edge this one out over because he didn't get an AD type performance from his co-stars. At number 6, numero 6, we got the 2014 Finals. This series was very hopeless. One could say it was very la hope. Yeah, there was practically nothing he could do to win. He averaged 30 points and 8 boards on almost 70% true shooting and still got 4-1. 10 out of 10 for statistics. This 2014 San Antonio team was unstoppable. It was a love letter to fundamental game scheme in basketball. 9 out of 10. I mean, call a spade a spade. That's 4 Hall of Famers sharing the court. We watched an unknown talent from Southern California seize the opportunity of going head-to-head against LeBron and succeed. This was, no pun intended, Kawhi's coronation. Strength of teammates, 7 out of 10. Wade and Bosh were about as impactful as role players, truthfully. And this team at that point was a solo act. Clutchness, 7 out of 10. Not too many clutch moments when you win one game. Overall, 33 out of 40. Grade B. Honestly, this was just meant to be. This team's championship window was slim considering the timetables of its stars, and it's unfortunate they lost 2 out of 4, but at least they won 2 out of 4, you know what I mean. At number 5, you got the 2015 Finals. Now some of y'all would have this final series higher on your list, but I don't. And the top 4 can all be considered the greatest finals performances ever. Really. Either way, this finals 4-ology tetralogy. Either way, this entire finals tetralogy between the Warriors and the Cavaliers gotta be in the top 5. So this was the year he went back to Cleveland, linked up with Kyrie and K-Love, and it was supposed to be an exciting matchup. You got the shoot-first guards versus the King and his disciple. Except all of the King's disciples got injured, and all he had left was the stable boy and the horse. At least he managed to get 2 wins out of a 67-win team, 9 out of 10 for stats. He put up 35, 13, 9 assists, 1.3 steals. Oh my God. I know it's on 39%, but like, he was the entire offense, so the efficiency can be overlooked. And his game score says it all. Strength of opponents, he's getting a 10 out of 10. They were 3 games off 70 wins. Strength of teammates is a 9 out of 10, and clutchness is a 7 out of 10. Overall, 35 out of 40, B+. Very valiant effort from LeBron, but he struck out with the misfortune. Maybe this was set up so he can get his redemption in 2016. At number 4, we got the 2013 Finals. Rebound Bosh.
Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Tie game.
Greatest shot in Finals history. Ray Allen's defining moment. And guess what the naysayers will tell you? That shot saved LeBron's career. Well, what they won't tell you is the person who drugged Miami's lifeless corpse when they was trailing big in the fourth was LeBron. And he was doing that the entire series. 25 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 2.3 steals on 44% from the field, 9 out of 10 for stats. Strength of opponent is 9 out of 10. These two teams were so evenly matched this whole series. Please go rewatch games 1, 6, and 7, especially the latter two. The atmosphere is chilling. Strength of teammates 7 out of 10. Wade was decent, but he wasn't the same. Bosh played his role well too. Clutchness is a 10 out of 10. It doesn't matter if you missed 3. He's the only reason they even got that 3 off in the first place. He had 16 in the fourth and hit the previous clutch 3. So overall, 35 out of 40, grade B+. This one edges out 2015 because he won and this was a superior series. At number 3, we got the 2017 finals. Man, this could have been the greatest trilogy in NBA history. 2015, the Warriors dethroned LeBron. 2016, LeBron and Kyrie performed the miracle comeback. And this should have been the third goal to settle the score once and for all. But KD just had to mess everything up. And it is a crime we never got to see them face on equal terms for the third time. This series was not a contest. It wasn't going to be anything competitive since KD can play one-on-one the whole game. LeBron and Kyrie were on another one and it didn't matter. 33, 12, and 10 on 56% from the field, 63 true shooting. He had a damn near 30 game score, 10 out of 10 for stats. But there was nothing he could do against this team. That's why I gotta give him a 12 out of 10 for strength of opponent. Let's be real, this is the greatest team ever assembled. Strength of teammates is a 7 out of 10. He had Kyrie going crazy and Love was decent, but they can't compare to Golden State. Clutchness gotta be a 7 out of 10 because Cleveland was getting torched every game and KD did hit that dagger in LeBron's face. I mean, you gotta admit, this is pretty cold. Overall, 36 out of 40, grade A-. I can't blame him for this one. No one should. At number 2, we got the 2016 finals. Down 3-1, LeBron James and Kyrie Irving turned to basketball guys and win the next 2 games straight. LeBron was not going to lay down and die. It's one of the greatest things of hardwood I've ever seen. He willed his team to win, and he just had enough to edge it out. It's hard to top a 3-1 comeback. LeBron was unreal considering the amount of pressure he faced. Back to the wall, talk about put up or shut up. 29 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 2.5 steals, 2 blocks, 56 true shooting, 10 out of 10 stats. He did this against the greatest regular season team, by the way. 73 wins, 9 losses, 10 out of 10 strength of opponents. LeBron did have help, don't get me wrong. He doesn't win without Kyrie, and that's a fact. But Love disappeared and started putting up prime Ruben Patterson numbers. And I know he had a concussion or something, but come on now. He did, however, get the most important stop of his whole career. 8 out of 10 for strength of teammates. 11 out of 10 for clutchness. I mean, come on now. This is a layup. Something Iguodala will wish he could have gotten. But the greatest block in NBA history said otherwise. Overall, 37 out of 40. A grade. Greatest comeback I've ever seen. Glad I was able to see this with my own eyes, because I'll probably never see anything like it again. And at number 1, we got the 2018 NBA Finals. The top of the mountain. Let's just see what it took to get here. First, he beat Indiana in a tough 7-game series. Then he demolished Toronto, proving it will always be LeBronto. Then he beat Boston in 7 games single-handedly. Boston was leading 2-0 at one point. Do you know what their record is? I know you do. You've probably seen it a million times. But do you know what their record is if you don't when leading 2-0 in a series? 40-1. Take a good guess as to who that one is. It's LeBron Raymond James. Just look at this man's stats in the finals, man. 34 points, 8.5 rebounds, 10 assists on 62 true shooting and damn near 30 game score again. His next 3 leading scorers produced the same points as him: Kevin Love, George Hill, and JR. Oh, don't get me started on JR, man. You know what? Nah, I'ma say it. I know JR messed up by not taking the ball up after that rebound, but after watching LeBron pour his blood, sweat, and tears and dignity on the court, George Hill couldn't make one goddamn free throw. Anyways, 10 out of 10 for stats. LeBron was perfect the entire series. 12 out of 10 for strength of opponents. The Warriors were still on their death tour. They were just playing with the Cavs, man. They was trying their hardest to get Steph as MVP, but it wasn't gonna happen. 11 out of 10 for strength of teammates. This Cavs team was hot garbage. I genuinely think the 07 team would give them a run for their money. I mean, just look at the finals preview poster. Audacity to show Steph, KD, and Clay against LeBron, Kyle Korver, and Tristan. Try to put 3 LeBrons instead. Clutchness, 6 out of 10. This series is not entertaining unless you're a Warriors fan or you like watching a 33-year-old be abused by the greatest basketball team ever assembled. Overall, 39 out of 40, A+ grade. This could have been the greatest finals performance ever just solely based on the numbers he put up and who he put them up against. No one was beating this Warriors team. I don't care if it was Jeffrey. He wasn't beating this team either. So if you disagree, you're blinded by bias or a hater. It does not matter that LeBron lost. He still showed he's the best player on the planet, and he will forever be the finals GOAT, because for someone to come along and topple all his accolades and records is going to be next to impossible. He's had a finals run of mythical proportions. Thanks for watching.